Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Finda and my student number is 5. I will present the debate argument with the motion this should would let the government fully own and manage all public transportation in Indonesia. For the first video, I positioned myself as the government side. I believe that every citizen deserves access to public transportation that is safe, affordable, and available equally to all. But right now, we face serious problems with efficiency and fairness because many public transportation services are managed by private companies that care more about making profit than serving people. That's why I propose that the government should fully own and manage public transportation to make sure it's for the benefit of everyone. At the moment, Indonesia's public transport system is managed by many different groups. Some, like Transjakarta and KRL, are under the government, but others, such as intercity buses, angkot, and ojek online, are owned by private companies. This lack of one system causes big differences in quality, and people in rural or remote areas often don't get access to proper transportation at all. The uneven quality and limited coverage are clear signs that the current model, which heavily involves the private sector, is not working well for everyone. If the government fully owns and manages public transportation, we can run it under one centralized system. This will help us create the same service standard everywhere, from big cities to small villages. The government will be responsible for everything like buying vehicles, setting schedule, ticketing trains, and doing maintenance. The goal is to give people a service that is safer, more comfortable, and equal across the country. A centralized system means that all regions can be prioritized based on public needs, not based on profit potential. Right now, many areas are left behind because private companies only want to operate in profitable places. But if the government is in charge, transportation service can reach even the most remote parts of the country. Also, a centralized system makes it easier to set and full of safety and service standards, so there won't be a big gap between transport in urban and rural areas. Unlike private companies that focus on profit, the government focuses on public needs and welfare. And while it's true that private companies often move faster, they also cut corners when it comes to safety, affordability, and long-term planning, things the government is better equipped to handle. Some people worry that government control might stop innovation, but that's not necessarily true. Many other countries have government-run public transport that still bring new ideas, technology, and improvements. The government can still collaborate with private companies through contract or partnership, but the control and responsibility stay with the government. Also, by setting high national standards, the government can push all transport service to keep improving. Government ownership doesn't not mean including private expertise, it means guiding it toward the common good. Moreover, innovation doesn't just come for competition, it can also come for proper investment, planning, and public feedback, which the government is in a unique position to gather and use effectively. In conclusion, a transport system that is fully owned and managed by the government is not only fairer and more equal, but it also leaves space for growth and innovation as long as it focuses on what people need most. This way, no region is left behind and every citizen, no matter where they live, can enjoy the same high quality service. With proper regulation, public involvement and consistent oversight, a government-led system can be both people-centered and progressive, offering long-term benefits that far outweigh the short-term profit of private companies. For the second video, I positioned myself as the government side. I believe that if the government takes full control of public transportation, we may lose a lot of great ideas and innovation that we currently get from private companies. Also, we know that government systems are often slow and full of bureaucracy, which can make it hard to provide fast and efficient service. Instead of taking over everything, I suggest we build a balanced partnership between the government and private sector. Of course, I see that our current system has problems, but full government control is not the best solution. The government should focus on setting standards, giving regulation, and making sure things are safe and fair, while private companies can continue to operate the service. This kind of system creates a balance between social fairness and technological progress. We don't have to choose between fairness and efficiency. We can have both by letting each sector do what it does best. Private companies have to compete with each other, so they are always trying to make service better, faster, cheaper, and more comfortable. If the government ruins everything, we're ending up with slow improvement and less variety because there is no competition. Also, decision making in the government usually takes a long time, which means it's hard to respond quickly when problems happen or when people need change. In contrast, private operators are used to adapting fast and taking risks, which is exactly what leads to innovation. Running an entire national public transport system also needs a huge amount of money. This could become a big burden on the national budget, and we might have to cut spending on the other important areas like education or health care. If the government wants to help remote areas, it doesn't have to manage everything itself. It can give regulations, incentives, or subsidies to private companies so they are willing to operate there. In fact, this kind of indirect support can often be more efficient and flexible than trying to control every detail from the top down. In fact, by including private companies, we can still have national standards, but allow the creative and flexible solution that the private sector is good at. They are faster at making decisions and solving problems because they don't have to go through slow bureaucracy. Health competition also motivates them to keep improving. And while government involvement is important, full control is not the only way to achieve equality. It can actually hold us back by limiting an option and innovation that a diverse market can offer. That's why I believe that the best way forward is not full government control, but a strong partnership between the public and private sector. This will lead to a public transport system that is fair, efficient, and always growing, so it can serve people better and keep up with their changing needs. We don't need a monopoly to serve the people. We need a dynamic, balanced system that uses the strengths of both sides to build a transport system that really works for everyone. Thank you.